Hey everyone, this is Ezra, and I'm going to be doing a replay analysis for Reddit user GlitchLampShade. In this game, he's playing Spectre against Witch Doctor, Ogre, Magi, Faceless Void, Puck, and OD. So I'm going to go ahead and start this, but in this game, we're going to be taking a look at his early laning phase and what to do when the enemy team has an advantage. So we're going to go ahead and skip right to the action. Okay, so you started off with a stout shield, some tangos, and healing salve. So judging from their team comp, I'm gonna guess that Void is off lane. It could either be Void or Puck if they want to use OD for Safelane, which they can, but I'm not sure if they're doing it. But either way, okay, so if it's either a Puck or a Void, you have to consider. Alright, so they will right click you, and I think your better option would have been to, instead of with a stunning shield, you should have started with 2 supers of agilities, because if you did that, I think you would still have 90 gold here, and if you get this bounty run right here, you could always go to the side shop and pick up your stout shield. Which, does it show on here? Oh, it doesn't. Alright, that's kind of being inconvenient. But it is there. So I noticed you grab it, and in your stash you are buying a slippers of agility, and this is really inefficient. I wouldn't recommend doing this, just because your mid laner may need the courier, you know, for maybe like a salve or something. Mid laners usually do that. Alright, so you're gonna go ahead. Oh, I guess he's not gonna buy it. He might just go for replay bug. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, so I guess he's just gonna be rushing for a bottle. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at your clicking patterns as well as your camera movement here. Oh, why is it so not close? Alright. Okay. So, you are missing some last hits, which is fine. It just means that you'll probably need a Quelling Blade. Okay, so you're against a Puck in this lane. So, I'm gonna, right off the bat, you should be thinking that if he, with each level, he's just gonna win your lane. He deals a lot of burst damage, especially once he gets to level 5. He'll just illusory orb you if you're not careful with it. Alright, that's good. You got for the Quelling Blade. Looks like you're trying to go for Iron Talon. I wouldn't recommend this in your lane. I don't think there is a need for it, unless you're having a hard time in lane. The only time you really want to get Iron Talon is if you're having a hard time in lane, or if you're gonna be pushing and then stacking and pulling. But even then, I would just go and stick with that Quelling Blade and go for the boots and phase boots. Alright, looks like you are going to be doing it. And, oh, what happened to your lane here? Huh. Sim? Huh. Alright, since this is a battle cup, I'm going to assume that your friend is, or the CM is your friend. CM is actually gonna ruin your lane here. By keeping these creeps alive, she's gonna have the lane push. There's creeps coming in here too, and there's a range and 2 melees. When this type of thing happens, just kindly let your allies know not to do that, and if she wants to pull instead, she should pull from the heavy camp right here. Usually, like, when you pull from this camp right here, it's always gonna stack, and it's gonna connect with the creep wave here, so it's much more efficient. Alright, so you're getting hit with the illusory orb, so you need to go for more defensive items, and it looks like you did go for the Iron Talon. I would have probably recommended you get the, what's it called, the wand or stick, the magic stick or wand, the 200 gold one. It'll provide you with health and mana whenever Puck uses spells. I mean, she's gonna burst you down eventually. For itemization, I think you may need to go for either a urn or what's it called? Hooded Defiance. Hooded Defiance is actually pretty good in this game, now that I think about it. Against that ogre and that puck, there's a lot of bursts coming from their side, especially with Witch Doctor's Maledict. So keep these defensive options in mind in your future games as Spec. You need to be making sure you survive. Your main job as Spec is basically just to take out a lot of damage and reflect those damage because you have dispersion. But yeah, but more importantly, you definitely need a lot more defensive options in your mid game and early game against this lineup right here. They will come online faster than you. Okay, once they get their levels, that's all they need. Puck can probably do a lot with just boots and level 6. He may not even need blink against your lineup. She could just like illusory orb in and then use her ult. She can also do that on you, and you know you're like half health, below health right now. I think like 2 illusory orbs and some right clicks and you're dead. Yeah, she could just like illusory orb in on you, right click you, and then use Waning Rift, and you'd be dead. The CM right here is definitely not helping out. You definitely have a rough lane. I'll give you that, and it's not entirely your fault. You don't have good lane creep control because the CM's messing you up. I don't even think you've been using Iron Talon, have you? I mean, you bought it. You might as well use it. Like the stats for Iron Talon, the melee damage is the same as a regular Quelling Blade. So if you're not using the active for Iron Talon, you wasted what, like 325 gold on an item when you could have just probably bought boots or get the stick. Okay, so just keep those things in mind in your games. And okay, so is it? Okay, another mistake that you're doing here is you're buying your Blades of Attack at your main shop. You need to go to your side shop and buy your Blades of Attack. If you look at Puck, she has a bottle and she has 76 right click damage where you have 79. You need to be able to trade with her for sure, and it's okay to right click the person. I mean, you have Poor Man's Shield for a reason. You need to trade with her, and you could trade easier and harder if you're getting that Blade Attack from your side shop. Like, go back to your pattern. I also noticed you're not really using aggro control for your lane. It's really beneficial for you, especially if you want a last hit. It's not a good example right now. Maybe there's like another one where I could show you that aggro control would benefit you in lane. Alright, right there. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at that. Have a pause. Okay, wait. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so you should definitely focus on the creep that's being attacked by most of your units, especially if it's being hit by the tower. I would probably wait around right in that area until the creeps like get within tower range to know which creeps to attack. Just for consistency, because I mean if you're getting them both below what, like half their health, it's gonna be inconsistent for you trying to get both last hits just because like the tower does a lot of damage, and if it's below half health it may kill it. And you're losing some CSs right there. Again, you're not buying a Blaze Attack from the side shop, so just in your future games, just keep that in mind. You have to be more efficient with where you buy your items and how you buy your items. Alright, this Puck can actually kill you if she wants to right now. Yeah. It's like I said, like, Puck, as she progresses in levels, will be able to kill you. You aren't dodging the illusory orbs, and I just don't think you're aware of it, or she just has like really good like angles where it's hard for you to move. But yeah, just always keep in mind, Blaze attack right there. It'll also give you movement speed, so if you have that movement speed, you could easily dodge the illusory orbs. It's also really tough too because the CM definitely messed up your lane. Looks like they got a kill. But just keep that in mind next time. Just kindly tell your allies, like, hey, stack pull from the large camp instead of the small camp. Especially if, like, you know, all the creeps live through the small camp. That's not good. This is gonna push out your lane, and it's gonna give your their offlaner more levels. Yeah, I see you're going for Radiance right now. Huh. Okay. Starting again. Yeah, you definitely need to keep in mind your defensive options this game, because I think a hood would have been really beneficial for you. Or even if you don't want to go for a hood, just go for Urn and Magic Stick. Remember, Magic Stick is really, really good. Okay, especially if you want to take fights, which you are. You're a Spectre. You're gonna be taking fights. There's gonna be spells cast in those battles. It'll benefit you if you get some charges on those sticks. Oh, the puck messed up. Just gonna get the kill? Huh. I'll look at that again. So Puck is definitely having some issues with paying attention to where you're at. She's tunnel visioning on that CM real hard. So you should have been hitting her. Oh, had you have been hitting her, she probably would have died as well. And you guys could have probably lived. I'll show you what I mean. See right there? Like, even before that, just keep hitting her. And CM's probably gonna come. Yeah, this is where you both died. The illusory orb. You have to keep that in mind. Yeah. You gotta make sure you're in a position where you're not in the line against like skills like that. Illusory orb, Lion's Earth Spike. I'm gonna go skip. See where you're at. Alright, so you're at 45 last hits. Looking at the net worth, you're at the 4th, which is natural. You're having a hard lane. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, you guys going for a kill here? Well, on the bright side, that altercation right there, or that brief exchange right there, Puck used her ult. So that means that gives you guys a window of opportunity to go on Puck again. Oh, okay, so you did use that Iron Talon, that's good. If Puck shows up in this lane, you guys should just get the kill. Is she? Where's Puck at? Yeah, she's right there. Yeah, see? 70 seconds. You can't play aggressive without any defensive items. A hood would have also benefited you because it also gives you health regen from the Ring of Health. So that's also something to consider in your future games. And people say it's like, if people question you about it, just ignore them. It's a good item. Okay, it gives you what like plus 200 shield, I believe. I need to check again. Yeah, plus 325 shield. You have plus 25 magic resistance and 8 HP regeneration. Okay, and that's good against like lineups like this right here, Puck, Ogre, and Witch Doctor. People that do a lot of magic damage on you. Okay, like that. The only one that's really right clicking is probably the Void. The ODs is going to be using Arcane Orb on you, and that's pure damage. And a stick would have definitely benefited you a lot. Okay, so let's compare all the farm. You're not really lacking in farm compared to everyone else, but you definitely can be more efficient with it. But you can only do that if you have items like Urn, Vanguard, or even Hood of Defiance, like I mentioned. Things that can sustain your HP. Okay, Urn is really good. It gives you mana regen, and it'll have with the soul charges, it'll help restore your HP. It's good in fights too. When you're Spectre, every time you have Haunt, you're always ready to fight. And don't be afraid to buy salves, okay? You need to make sure you sustain yourself in lane and get as much as CS as you can, okay? And because you have Iron Talon too, you guys are gonna get this kill, right? You should be able to get that, yeah. And because you have Iron Talon as well, you could actually just continue pushing your lane. Just take out all the creeps. Just push it. Right click all of them to death. Don't wait for last hits. Just kill the range creeps. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. You read my mind. Alright. You can kill those, and it's almost you know, to 14 minutes. So from here you can go ahead and pull at like what, 52, and then use your Iron Talon, the big creep, to just take the creeps faster, or have CM do it. Yeah, you definitely could do that. There was only 2 creeps there, I think. 2, 3. The melee and range. You wouldn't have really lost any creeps in this lane. If anything, you could have just pulled, and then go back here, finish creeps, and then come back here. After you use your Iron Talon on one of the huge creeps. You could definitely do that. I don't think Puck is really aware. Like, those are some of the things you need to consider if you think you're lacking farm, and you need to get more farm. It's good. Like, you got that Iron Talon for a reason. You have to use it. Make the most out of it. On the bright side, though, they're not really putting a lot of pressure on you, which is surprising. I think this is like a, what, 2K game, I think? Yeah, so I guess they're not really just coordinated, and they're just gonna let you get away with a lot of things, okay? So this is good for you. They're gonna let you get away with a lot of things. You don't have any items, and they're not punishing you for it. Oh wait, never mind. Spoke too soon. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking too much. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but no one wanted to TP in to help you guys. Yeah, your allies definitely should have TP at them at all times. You are the position 1. Let them know that your farming is also priority if you guys want to be winning fights easier. You're gonna go back top. It's fine. Let's see. I might as well use that Iron Talon on this one. Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Looks like they are gonna punish you after all. No. Another safe option for you to do is just go to the jungle, bring Clarity with you. Clarity just to sustain your mana so you can use your Spectral Dagger. So what you would do is farm this creep, use Iron Talon, the big one, and then use Spectral Daggers as to where it hits both the creeps and here. You would probably lure them all the way over here, this to here, and then use Spectral Dagger, hopefully kill them off, and then gives you time to go to this lane, or to this camp. You do damage to the camp as well. And you're cutting corners so you get there faster, being more efficient with your CS. Looks like you're about to die as well. Maybe? No, yeah, you're definitely dead. Yeah, so because this... Okay, I think you've died like, what, like 3 times in 3 minutes? So when that happens, like, that lane is just danger zone, okay? Just do not go in that lane. Danger zone. Just go jungle. Or go to another lane. Let's see the Void. I don't think you can contest the Void. The Void can easily win against you. You could also go mid. Take that. Let your allies, you know, take this lane. Or go jungle. Let your allies know whenever you have ults, and that's when you can go in. It's really important for you to get as much farm as you can, so, you know, just try to be as efficient as you can with the jungle. This is, you are wondering after all, like, what do you do if you lack farm and they have an advantage? Another thing I would recommend too, if you're lacking farm and they have the advantage, I wouldn't go for Radiance. So they're doing a lot of damage to you, and I expect your job is just to absorb them. I recommended a Hood early game, an Urn, and even a Vanguard. I don't think a Vanguard would have been good this game. I think a Hood would have been a lot better. But I think that after you got those items, you should have went for a Blade Mail. Or at this point, just consider getting a Blade Mail. Let's see. Swing damage. Yeah, definitely. Do as much damage as you can to the enemy team. They have a lot of burst that Puck does. And Witch Doctor's Maledict as well. So you're just going to be doing a lot of damage to them, and you're going to allow your teammates to clean up, which is exactly what you want. You gotta think like early game, okay? You have to consider that the early game items that you have like makes a lot of impact, especially like when it translates to the mid game. I would not take this fight. He has double damage. Do you stay? You do stay. Okay, yeah. You don't have farm and you're just trying to go for Radiance, just let your allies die. Okay? You're lacking farm and they have the advantage. You don't have items, you go farm. It's okay for you to disregard your allies in a fight, okay? As long as you are pushing the lane. If it's 4v5, you have to be pushing the lane, okay? Don't stay around jungle farming, okay? That's too passive. You want to push out lanes and put pressure on them, because once that lane reaches their tower, they might consider, hey, one of us has to leave, right? And maybe 2 of them leave, 3 of them leave, or they all back off, okay? Just defend that tower. What you just did right there, like, prevented them from taking a tower, okay? You made them all go back, which is good, okay? Especially if, like, your teammates all die. You don't want that. You want to make sure you also provide as much space as you can. You are a Spectre after all. You can come into any fights anytime. And it looks like you're going to be chasing the Spectre. You went way too deep. Like I said, you don't have any defensive options, items. So I would not go deep. I would just try to get, like, kill the easiest one. Well, I guess, like, Witch Doctor was easy, but I mean, it was way too deep. I just went for the easiest one to kill and then back off. You're getting so close to your Radiance. There's no reason for you to just die. On the bright side, wait, are they gonna push? Oh, no, they can't even push. On the bright side though, it's not as bad as it looks. I mean, your CS is lacking, yes, but I mean, you guys, these lanes were being pushed out and they couldn't take another tower, which is good. Let's see here. Defensive team worth. They're like 8k in the lead. Yeah, 8k. Okay. Right, so now you're considering jungling. Oh, you probably didn't see him because of the fog. He has this ult too. I'm pretty sure he could have just killed you. Doesn't even need an ally. You're like way too squishy. 11k health and he has 1200 plus he has time lock. You shouldn't even be, well, I guess since you have allies, but you should not be the first one to walk in. You're the easiest one to die. Thank God your allies were there though. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I guess it worked out in the end. Oh, it looks like someone else got earned. Was it CM? Yeah, it was CM. I would have definitely bought it on you though. If not, who defines? Get that. Get earned. I'm gonna go skip around somewhere. Looks like there's a fight brewing. You're just farming. That's good. Just farm, man. Like I said, sometimes it's best to just disregard fights and just farm. And you're gonna get that courier? Nah, it's alright, you didn't get it.
Killing spree, double kill.
No, I would not have done this. Oh, you got the kill. That dispersion though. Imagine if you have like Blade Mill right here. Oh, that'd been so good. And even like Hood of Defiance. I guarantee you, if you're going for like all these early game items, early fighting items, and such, you definitely could have probably also had Radiance at the same time you're getting right now. Just because you're gonna be in fights, you're gonna be getting kills, you're gonna be once you win the fights, you go back to farming. You know, there's no pressure like there was like earlier. Okay, like where they just keep coming and killing you. There's none of that pressure. You're just gonna continuously farm. They shut you down for like I believe what was it, 3 whole minutes or something. Imagine farming for those 3 minutes. How closer you would be to your item goals. Yeah, it looks like they're ahead of you in net worth by a lot. But it's okay. You can always come back. Even though you're more of a quote-unquote late game carry, mid game, or whatever, Spec can still do well with not a lot of items. As long as those items are really optimal and do a lot for your team. Okay. Sorry if I was straight away from your player perspective, but looking at you, when I talk, I tend to just think. I'm not really paying attention to too much things. But you are very close to your Radiance, which is good. And then you're gonna go jungle when they're all pushing mid. So this is exactly like what I was referring to, but I guess like Void was missing. So you're probably scared for him. Well, he should bot now, but he definitely should be pushing lane. So okay, so the main people you want to avoid on that team is gonna be Void, OD, and Puck. Whenever they show in the lane, and it's opposite of, it's not in the same lane you're at, go push your lane. I'm not too worried about that Witch Doctor and Ogre. You can always escape through the trees. I mean, you could also escape from OD, but he does so much worse, especially when he has his ult. He's just gonna do what, like 3 right clicks on you, and then ult, and you're probably dead. And you also have low intelligence compared to him. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so you have your Radiance now. I think the easiest person for you to kill would be Witch Doctor. I wouldn't fight that OD head on. Let your Bristle go on that OD. Actually, it might even be a bad idea if you go Witch Doctor, because if he uses Maledict on you and then his ult, it's gonna suck. But I mean, if you still have your Haunt up, you could just switch to another illusion. Use your Iron Talon. Always remember, if you have an active item for farming, use it. Especially Iron Talon. Especially on big creeps like that. The siege creeps, the ones that have big health. Excuse me. Okay. So, you're definitely taking the right approach to this, but there's only one problem. You don't have vision on them. But you do have... Oh, they're contesting it. Oh, that looks like a bad fight. It looks like a bad fight. Okay, so you are not looking at the fight, which I implore you to do. Like, you're just AFK farming here. Okay, you did look over here. Okay, they got Roshan. Yeah, when you're just like AFK hitting towers or just... Are you? No, you don't. Okay, now you do. Okay, so you do look at it. Let me see here. I wonder if it would have made a difference if you ulted. Nah, it wouldn't have made a difference. They're all chrono. Yeah. I mean, Aegis is down, but that's perfect. And you're backing off. Why? You need to be hitting the towers. They're all still fighting. This is the perfect chance for you to do as much damage as you can to the towers. And you're putting more emphasis on the bounty runes than here. Alright, well, you got 100 out of that. And you miss 100 right there. Or, what, 70? Alright, that's 100 right there. That was a little inefficient. It's always more important to go after creeps rather than bounties. You're pushing lane, you also get the experience. I mean, the bounties do give you the experience, but more importantly, you're pushing your lane. So now they took mid, and they're going to be taking top. They've kind of left you to do your own thing. Oh, is this where you guys turn it? It looks like it. Alright, that's 1k gold for you right there. Definitely should invest in, oh, you're gonna go for blade. Okay, so you're gonna go for defusal. Not a bad item, but with the blade mail you probably will do more damage to them. Against that team especially. Let's see where you're at right now. Net worth. Okay, so you're getting closer there. There's still a huge gap between you and Void by only 3k. But you're catching up. It was definitely a lot better than it was before, where I think you were like 9k. So I'm gonna go stop right there. I feel like I've mentioned every information that was necessary for me to talk about when you lack farm and they have an advantage. So, because you went for Radiance, which was a little too greedy considering you're having a hard lane. You're not getting perfect CS and they keep coming up at you just to kill you. Like I said, I think it was like you had 3 deaths in a span of 3 minutes. And there's nothing wrong with dying. I'm not flaming you or saying you did bad, but the things you have to consider is that when you are dying a lot, you have to consider that going for that late game item, or expensive item, I'm sorry, may not be as beneficial as you think. Sometimes it's a lot better to go for early game items, such as the Urn, like I mentioned, Hood Defiance this game would have also been really good. You have a CM, so you have that mana to sustain yourself using that Hood Defiance, because it costs mana, but I forgot, it was like 75 or something like that. Yeah, 75 mana. 60 seconds for a cooldown, but that's totally fine. 325 shield, spell shield, and you have plus 25 magic resistance. You're reducing a lot of damage output you will take from that Ogre, the Witch Doctor's Maledict, and the Puck. Okay. I think for mid game you definitely should have also went for Blade Mail, just because with Hood of Defiance you have that HP regeneration and that shield. You'll be taking up so much damage, and you're gonna be reflecting those damage back with your Dispersion and your Blade Mail, which I think in this game was your primary job to do, since they have some really nasty spell damage as well. But yeah, just consider these things, and in the early game, I'd advise you not to go for Iron Talon, especially when you're not using the active ability a lot, okay? Because like I said, you spent like an extra 325 for, you know, a Quelling Blade. The Quelling Blade is 200, that was all you needed. And make sure to always use your side shop, always. You want to make sure that the courier always goes to like other lanes as much as they can, okay? The items that you need will probably all be in side shop. whenever you use the courier, it's probably gonna be for like an item that you can't get at a side shop. Okay, so consider your new starting builds to be 2 slippers of agility, tango, and a salve. Okay, especially when it's someone that's gonna be right click. Okay, because you can always get that stout shield at the side shop. Okay, so when you with the 2 slippers of agility, the tango, and the salve, you should still have an extra 90 gold, and with that bounty, that's a plus 100. Okay, you can just ask your allies to go block the creeps for you. Right up. Let me see. Ask them to block the creep for you. Like after you grab the rune, just make your way. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on. Yeah. After you grab the bounty rune, just make your way over here. Okay. Your allies or ally, because you only had a TM, can go to the lane and block it herself. And yeah, within 10 seconds you'll have your stout shield, and boom, you got your poor man shield without having to use courier. Okay, and then make sure to always buy your blades of attack from here. And it's kind of annoying that they actually do not show that on here. It just shows the main shop. Wait, can I? It's the main shop. How do I close this? I'm not even sure if I can close this. Okay, so I can't close it. All right. No, it does not show. Okay. It's unfortunate, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you utilize your side shop as much as you can, and let your team use courier. And then keep in mind early game items, okay? You know, you can't go wrong with those items that I mentioned. You know, Earn, Herd Defiance against magic users. Vanguard is also really good. And even Blade Mail too. If you want to rush a Blade Mail, that's completely fine. You have a CM to sustain your mana. You know, you're good. Alright, but that concludes this segment of my video. I hope you learned a lot from this segment, and hopefully you do a lot better in your next games. Alright, take care.